So it looks like this is my complete project, so I need to do a little diving to find the one that we ended with last time, just because... Yeah, that's not it. So... You're gonna go into here. And then... Is it this one? Nope, it's not this one. I have so much faith. Okay, perfect. Okay. So, we ended off completing the model part of this just because there's so much I was gonna go through from model to view model to the actual content view. Just because jumping in between the content view and the view model itself is going to be really complicated. This also may be really complicated, but who knows. So we left off by finishing the model functions for how to decrement the timer, how to stop the timer, and how to start the timer. So just as a little reminder, the main variables we have for the timer ability are timer mode, which is just basically saying, are we going to be playing with a timer? Time remaining of how many seconds are left for this current row. And then timer running, is the timer actually running, or did the game end and is it going to be set to true? Set to false. So, okay, we are just going to, so many papers. With model done, jump through the view model. So what the view model does for us in the world of Mr. Timer is that it pretty much just kind of like sends what we did, the functions exactly, into the content view. So it's not too complicated in that world. So the first function that we're gonna send to the content view is the decrement timer that we created. That basically just subtracts a second each. So this is literally just going to be a function model decrement timer. So the view model is very special in the world of timer because I was stuck on it for a hot second. Maybe it was an easy fix that I knew, but I realized that when I send anything through the timer, it just didn't update. Honestly, didn't even think about doing a mutating function. No, that wouldn't even work. But of what I looked up in terms of the timer and what the video I was following was talked about, is to actually demonstrate to the content view that this timer is moving, especially because it needs to update every second because it's going down. We have to use this function that's built in called object will change, and then it's sending it. And that basically is just saying that the model, it's changing like rapidly and it needs to update to the screen. I tried different methods and this is the one that actually worked for me, so we're just gonna stick with it, especially because we have to still send to the content view the time remaining function as well as the variable for the timer mode. So this function right here is literally just sending to the content view, of course, the decrement timer ability. So with that function, another function that we need to do is the actual starting of the timer when a row starts and stopping of the timer when it's over. You can tell I have not looked at this code, the timer code, in a hot second. Okay, so this function in the view model that I had was set timer mode. When we get to the content view, you'll see we literally have just a button that you click that starts the timer. So this is the guy that will be called when we set it, when we want it, like the game to run in timer mode. So with that beautiful timer mode variable that we have in the model, we just basically toggle it opposite, just to indicate that when we click on it, it's going to go to the opposite value, of course. So we've clicked timer mode. We want to start timer mode. So if timer mode is true, if we're going to be playing in timer mode, we need to start the timer. And if not, if it's the opposite, we'll need to stop. Oh my gosh. We need to stop the timer, just because, I mean, it's on or off, the two. And then we set the time remaining back to 15 just to keep it pretty. Same as the last one, we have to use this very beautiful object will change. I really wish I could explain it better, but it was the only way I could get it to the screen. So yeah, so we have our decrement timer function in view model to be able to call it. We have set timer mode, and then we also just need the cute little baby functions to send to the content view our actual time remaining, so the number can pop up on the screen, and then our actual timer mode itself. So we have var model time remaining, just to literally return our time remaining, and var model timer mode, just to literally demonstrate our timer mode. And if you, I'm not attached to this code, so if you all find better ways to do this, by all means implement that. This is just what the stupid hours I spent into the timer resulted in. So I thought I'd show it to you all, so you at least have a base of if you want to implement the timer yourself. Okay, so with that, that's pretty much all we needed for the view model. So now for the really fun stuff that most of the video that I watched covered, and I have the link for the video. I can always send it out if you all want it. But the main thing, oh my gosh, what I'm about to break down is the content view timer. So the physical showing of the numbers on the screen to count down that the video walked me through. So let me just make sure. Okay. Perfect. Okay. So we are going to create a, didn't even realize there's a mouse. A new file from template, just to make it prettier and organized. Yeah. Perfect. Okay. So we of course got import foundation. We will also need import Swift UI, of course. So we, just like any other content view, are going to be creating a view. We're going to call it timer view. And this is where everything is going to be happening. So first of all, okay, we're going to have to call it as an observed object, simply to ensure that the view model can communicate with it, and so that it can update it. The whole reason why we had to do the view model functions itself. So with that out of the way, of course, we can create the fun little view. So what I did is I just created a Z stack, and in it, I'm imagining the timer in like a rounded rectangle, just with the numbers inside of it counting down. So we're just gonna do a little rounded rectangle, corner radius to make it fancy, 10. Numbers don't matter. You can always symbolic consonant, constant, I don't know. Consonant, make it whatever color you want. We're just gonna make it white, boom. Same with the rounded rectangle, just because it's very special. I'm gonna add a little overlay for the border, as well as with a corner radius of 10. This is pretty much the same as our solutions box at the top of the screen, just to keep it consistent. And we're gonna put the border color as black with a line width of 2. I could be easily typing things in wrong, but we don't know. What did I? Oh, radius. Yeah, thank you. I was testing you. Let's see. Where? Me when I am. Oh. Perfect. Okay, so it was the parentheses. Okay, so on it, we are, okay, timer, in the timer, numbers. So the text for the timer itself is going to be that number that we've been calculating that's going to decrement. So that is VM time remaining. The only variable that we have an integer for in regards to the timer. So we're gonna call the VM model timer function. Perfect. And then just because I'm and you know what? Yeah, we're just gonna do that. I was gonna put a font. Oh, I did not need that. I was gonna put a font anyway. And you know what? We're gonna do system size 30. Of course, this is just all for the aesthetic. So it really doesn't matter. And also, I'm gonna make it bold. Okay. Boom. This is the physical stack itself. I'm very curious as to what this looks like, just because who knows? You know what? It succeeded, so it's something.
Did you call it yet?
You didn't call it,
I didn't, did I? Okay. So we're just gonna jump back to the content view real fast. Oh Lord. Beautiful. Okay. Just gonna let that load as well. So in terms of the content view, to call it, we have our home screen, so we're gonna go to our gameplay screen. This is just our main screen, where everything is, and I'm imagining our timer to be to the right of como se dice? To the right of the solution box. So where's the solution box? Right here. Boom. To put it to the right of it, thinking at each stack. Y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. We're just gonna do a little bracket right there. Okay, I don't know how to. Oh yeah. Okay. Boom. Timer view. Okay. We're gonna call it timer view. Struct we just made. We're gonna send into it the VM because we have very strong variable names in our app. Okay, so hypothetically, I've called it. Big box. And you know what? Could make that smaller, but with the time we have, we're gonna leave it like that. But there is a box with a timer on a screen. There's no functionality. It's just a pretty little box with a number in it right now. But that does mean the 15 made it to the screen, so we're successful with that. Okay, so we're gonna go back to the timer, and in the timer, okay. On the timer, of course, so my thinking is that whenever we, oh, okay, sure. tap on this to get it going, basically. So with that, gonna add a little, outside of the ZSAC, a on tap gesture of, oh my gosh, gesture, of course. So goal is to basically just, oh my gosh, turn on the timer mode. Very simple. I'm just gonna print to the system screen just to make sure like it's actually processing that we've tapped on the timer. And then once we tap on it, if we remember in the model, we have our function, our variable that says if the timer mode is turned on. So all we're gonna do in here is check to make sure that the timer mode, so remember our function for that in the view model, we're gonna check to make sure that it's not already on because we don't want them like switching it mid-game. And if it's not already turned on, then we're going to be setting the timer mode to get the ball rolling. Let's just see if this shouldn't be able to do anything yet. Thank you. Because there's this very important line that I have not put in yet, that basically tells the game that we are running in timer mode. Okay, so that's cute. There we go. Okay, so I was gonna surprise you all with this fun little error that Caroline and I have run into. No matter what, and no matter how hard I try, you think clicking the box with the on tap gesture would mean that you can click the box anywhere and it would work? No. This example that we're going through, and then also the timer mode that I submitted, you'll see that the actual tapping, it doesn't work because I already did it, happens beneath it. I don't know why, I don't know how. That's going to be a fun little journey for us to go on. But it's just important to remember that technically I am tapping the box, but I'm not tapping the box. So with the, what's up?
You try and put it on the rounded rectangle?
I did, yes, I didn't want to use y'all's time. I tested it on the rounded rectangle and used content shape. It doesn't work. I don't know. Yeah, but yeah. And it's okay, you know what, because this is a journey for us all to go on and to learn and to make mistakes, and I've made those mistakes. Okay, so timer view is all set for what we technically need right now, just to be able to demonstrate that the number is going down. So timer view is also called in our gameplay on the content view. So the other things that we need within this are 3 important sections. First of all, we're going to go back to content view. We're going to have to put in up here, nope, going down here, gameplay. Perfect. So in the gameplay itself, we have to have this variable to be able to actually let the timer happen. The amount of magic that is in this is insane. Oh, look at that, and it automatically pops up. This very beautiful line where it's every second, it's basically counting down. Mr. Video Man tried to explain it, and it's just for you to be able to actually timer. Even though we have the logic behind the scenes of subtracting the seconds, this is what's allowing it to like happen. And this very lovely error here should hopefully be fixed by my ability to type, let's see.
Alex,
What's up?
when it says every one, does that like automatically mean second, or like could you have a timer that counts faster than seconds? Like it would be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or like.
I honestly
Does that
don't
make
know,
sense? That's okay.
but I want to test that. Let me put the last few lines in there and then see if changing that number will change the stuff. Just because, yeah, like that'd be cool if it could like jump down or like faster. So yeah, okay, we're gonna put a pin in that. But to hopefully fix that beautiful error, we gotta put import combine. And did it fix it? And it didn't fix it. And that is because I tabbed it in wrong. We gotta use common here. Hopefully that will work, please. Okay, so this is the magic line. Yes, so it's on.main in.common. Kelsey, I don't want to use up more of your time for your demo, so I don't want to search that up right now. But that is, it's truly just the magic line. I really wish there's, again, so much of this is just insane. Okay. Timer's there, everything's there. Hypothetically, you should be like, Alex, it's done, right? No, it's not done. Because that would be too easy, wouldn't it? So the last thing we have to do is this very beautiful on receive function that basically communicates with that stupid object will change function that we had in the view model, to basically let the game know that it's changing. What I looked up for this is if you look at my citations, I said Google AI, Swift UI model not updating, combined with the Swift UI, how to implement timer. And the beautiful Google AI, my best friend in this world, told me that what I have to do is on receive timer, that function, that variable that we just made, in all of it, without the preset name, if, oh my lord, oh my gosh, okay, if the VM timer mode is true, so we're playing in timer mode right now, and the game is not over, yet another curly bracket, then we can decrement the timer. Okay, hypothetically, no, we can just decrement the timer because our function itself is already subtracted by 1, and I just capitalized that for no reason. And this is basically just saying, no, is that how you spell receive? Oh my gosh, how have I just, wow. Oh my, model? It truly takes a village, you all.
It's the computer, it does that to me all the time.
It does, and I just, no matter what key I press, it always puts the wrong one in. Okay, so this guy is basically working with our timer variable to be able to communicate that we're decrementing. Honestly, everything in the content view, literally there's only 6 lines that I had to put in for this timer, other than like the timer file itself, but in the actual content view file was the most difficult just because this is the actual Swift UI, like I need this to function. So we're gonna test this. Hopefully a lot of what I was showing you all was just like everything that I have in mind to be able to function right. So I'm really, really, really hoping that it's gonna play right. Okay, so I'm gonna click down here. Okay, timer tapped is down.
Hurry.
I know, I'm really scared. Wait, okay, we're just gonna go really fast. Okay, boom. Okay, and it's up again, okay. Oh. Okay, well, oh. So, wait. Okay, wait. Okay, so yellow, is there any yellow, do we think? Okay. Oh, okay, so it's gotta be, okay, wait. Okay, oh. Okay, no, stop it. No. Sorry, guys. I got started and I have to commit. Okay, you know what? It's fine. You all see how it's working, so let's see what happens when the timer goes down.
And this was on purpose.
This was on purpose. I definitely purposely decided not to figure out the code. And we'll see. Boom. Okay, so you ran out of time. My goal is to basically like show like, oh, you ran out of time, you lose still. But you can see timer is 0. My solution is still being revealed because we set in the model on Monday that when the game is over, it's still gonna reveal it. When you get out of here, if I did everything correct, which honestly I'm running on about 4 hours of sleep right now, so I really don't think I did everything correct. Oh my gosh, you can't type still. I mean, you can't put beads in there still because the game is fully over. And yeah, so that's the main very bare bones timer abilities in terms of just being able to get it on the screen and for it to function. But going back to your point, Avery, I'm just like really curious now. Like, what happens if we just like 2? Yeah. We'll see. So, let's see. Okay. Fascinate. So yeah, it does take 2 seconds, so 30 seconds.
But if you did like a decimal, does it go down faster?
Well, let's see.
And I guess then if you change your function in the model,
Yeah,
by 2,
two,
it would go down.
it would go down, yeah. So that's fun to mess with. Okay, let's do 0.5.
This can make it hard
This
mode.
could be
Hard mode.
anxiety.
That would be a
Yeah,
good
hard mode.
candidate for a symbolic constant, so you could just.
It would, and you can just change it. Okay.
Value mode.
No, I thought I tapped it. No, I didn't tap it. There we go. Oh.
Hurry,
It-
hurry.
Oh. That's incredible. What if, like, okay. Last thing, I just want to see this in action.
Oh my god, it's gonna take like 1 second.
It will. Y'all don't even know. Okay, I'm gonna get this ready. Okay. Impossible mode. Really
You should
tricky.
set up a voice interface so you just have to say the colors rather than click on them, and then or you
Blue,
can
blue,
say
blue, blue.
blue, yellow, red.
But yeah, so that's the complete rundown of the timer, and it took me about, I guess, an hour in total between both classes just to show it. So yeah. Thank you.
Anybody have a question?
Just sell your soul to